Beautiful, wonderful, on history. Run me when this is your friend James. Let's talk about this myth of the separation of church and state in the United States of America. Yes, Thomas Jefferson used that phrase one time in a letter to Benjamin Franklin. It is not in the United States Code. It is not in the Constitution of the United States of America. So the usage of it on a federal or even state or municipal level is not actually constitutional. Did you ever consider that? We'll keep this really, really short and simple and explain why through proofs that this obviously doesn't exist. One, the Supreme Court opens up with, God save the United States in this honorable court. If separation of church and state was actually really something that was really active in our country, why would they use those words? Secondly, the United States House of Representatives has a chaplain. Go look for his website. The United States Senate has a chaplain. Go look for his website. Look at this. If the House of Representatives, if Congress, if the Senate, if these two legislative units in the legislative branch of the United States of America have chaplains, religious chaplains, that means that there must be some connection, some admittance, some approval, some usage of religion in the United States of America. If separation of church and state really existed like it did in the communist constitution, if it really existed, we wouldn't have that. Also, the president, the executive branch, one president, Thomas Jefferson, he's the one who wrote that little letter, that phrase to Benjamin Franklin. He's the only one who did not stand up for a national day of Thanksgiving, saying, you know, separation of church and state. If everybody else was able to pull it off, if all the other presidents were able to pull it off, even Benjamin Franklin, before he wrote the Constitution, had to call for some prayer and fasting because the Congress was not able to come up with a Constitution. Hey, if he was able to pull that off and all the other presidents were able to pull off Thanksgiving and National Day of Prayer in modern times, that means that separation of church and state is really just a myth. President Obama could not say God bless America if separation of church and state really actually existed. It's a myth, guys. President Trump can't have a National Day of Prayer. He couldn't even put together a coalition of preachers. I mean, come on. If separation of church and state actually really existed, the United States Education Department could not say children can pray as long as it doesn't interfere with school time. This is at edu.gov, my friends. It says there's a difference between school-sponsored and school-endorsed. School-sponsored means they can let anybody come that the students choose and approve of come speak to their graduation. It does not mean that they're allowed to endorse anything that anybody says. There's a difference. Go do some reading. Stop listening to wicked people. It would not be in God we trust on our money if separation of church and state really actually existed. One nation under God. That the children do during the Pledge of Allegiance. My friends, this would not be real, and that would not even be used if the separation of church and state actually really existed. And like, of course, Christmas and Easter, major days in the United States of America. What does separation of church and state mean? That is the communist concept, is that atheism runs everything and it's all humanistic and, you know, secular, whatever. What we said, they shall not establish a state church, means that we cannot create a church. We cannot vote that Christianity will be the official religion of the United States of America. And if you're not a Christian, we can imprison you and we can execute you. Same thing with humanism. We can't say humanism is the official religion of the United States of America, or, you know, which I believe the Supreme Court actually did say one of those things, but I'm not going to get into that. But, you know, we cannot say that is the official thing. And if you say anything about God or Buddha or anybody else that we don't want to hear, we can imprison you or execute you. That's what a state church means. That's what the Pilgrims split from Old England, because if they were Catholic, boom, you had to be Catholic or you were burned at the stake. But then if the person died and a new person became king or queen and they decided to be Protestant, if you were Catholic, good luck. That's what the Pilgrims came for. That's what religious freedom came for. It is you get your government out of mandating that I become whatever you tell me to become religiously. So that means atheists can't make Christians stop putting up nativity scenes in public parks. And Christians can't stop atheists from putting up Santas. That's what it means. It means the government will stay out of making you become a specific religion. It does not mean that separation of church and state. That means the government's not allowed to say anything. Please do some research. Quit listening to the devil. Quit listening to wicked people who don't want to have any condemnation. They want to walk down. They don't want to see little baby Jesus because little baby Jesus interferes with their... that's enough of that. Okay. The end, my friends. Do the research. Look, if it really existed, we would not be in this predicament. We would not be saying God bless America. We would not be, the National Symphony Orchestra would not be playing God bless America during, the Capitol 4th concerts. This is not an endorsement of those people. Those entities do not have anything to do with this video. I love the National Symphony Orchestra. But okay, Capitol 4th, they did not endorse this. So don't give them no hate mail. So that's it. So get rid of this myth, my friends. It does not exist. It is not true. The United States of America is a religious nation. Do deal with it. We just have enough sense to let you decide if you don't want to serve Jesus, you don't have to. But you are not going to interfere with somebody else who wants to. Or if they want to be a Muslim, or if they want to be a Buddhist, or if they want to worship Satan. The government will not come in, roll up in their house, and stone them like Old New Testament. Aren't you happy you don't live in the Old New Testament? Let me be.